when you start moving on this life thing, the team that you surround yourself, the people that you surround yourself is very important to you ultimately reaching your final destination. Those you surround yourself with on the journey are very important. They actually might be more important than the journey and the destination. It's actually about the team that you surround yourself with and the people that you choose to carry yourselves with to a higher mountaintop or a new peak, a new arena, a new space. You need to have like-minded individuals, people who don't necessarily think like you, but they act like you. So you need people who are self-sufficient, self-starters, people who you don't need to push them to be the best versions of themselves. Because what I've seen is a lot of people in this world, they're just drifting through life, never trying their best, never trying to achieve greatness, never trying to be better than they were the day before. For them it's just fun, it's just a social, and there's nothing wrong with that. But not every individual is like that. And when you come across someone who strives for perfection, and you are just someone who wants to have fun from a social standpoint, then most likely you guys are going to clash because your goals do not align. And I've seen this for myself, man. I always try to incorporate team building tactics and activities with the people around me, whether we're close or not. Just as long as you're a person, we can always do something together. But in this current moment, I'm starting to discover that, it might even be better to just leave out people who are doing things for fun and not for evolution, and just completely scratch them out of my life and let them do what they're doing and let them waste their time and let their time pass on. But for me personally, I believe that everything that I do, everything that I act upon at this moment in time is for the purpose of evolution. So everything that I do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. If I'm reading a book, I want to read that book to the best of my ability. If I'm cooking, I want to cook the best meal that I can cook. If I'm trading, I'm going to put the best trades that I can trade. And if I'm playing a sport, I want to perform to the best of my abilities. And every single time, just push yourself to a new plateau, new plateau, new plateau, new plateau. But it's difficult in this world surrounded by many people with different agendas. And as I told you, not everyone is on the path of achieving excellence and evolving into the best version of themselves. You'd be lucky enough to find 2 out of 100 people who are on the path to excellence. Because when it comes to chasing excellence, it can't be something that you only do in one arena of your life. You have to do it in every single arena of your life, because it's something that's supposed to trickle down. It starts off in your sport, it starts off in your gym. It's supposed to trickle into your business, into your family, and into your friendship and relationships. That's always the goal, that's always the final destination that we want. Is we want these acts and behaviors trickling down into every aspect of our lives, so that at every single moment in time, we're moving with consciousness and awareness. At the same time, we're representing the best version of ourselves. So you really need to think about this deeply, man, and actually start contemplating the type of person that you want to be. Are you going to be Tom, who goes down to the pub, gets his 2-3 pints every fucking night or every fucking weekend? It's not really physically fit. He does play sports, but he doesn't even take it seriously because he's too slow. He's too unfit. He's too weak. Mentally and physically. He doesn't have a fighter's mentality. He gives up as soon as he gets tired. Do you want to be that guy? Or do you want to be Chad? Do you want to be Cristiano? Do you want to be the guy who performs to the best of his abilities every single time? The guy who people look up to when it's time to perform. The guy who people call on when it's time to display your best. The guy with the six-pack. The guy who's physically fit. The guy who's physically strong. The guy who's mentally strong. Who has the winner's mentality. Two different beings. Two different people. Two different mindsets. Two different states of living. But essentially, both are men. Both are men that have just decided on different paths in life. And I tell you this now, that once you tread down one path, in whichever aspect of your life, whether that be in your job, in your leisure activities, in your sleep, because you have to sleep in excellence, it's going to trickle down into the other things in your life. So you need to be mindful of that. That in everything that you do, you should always strive to do your best. Because as humans, one thing you should notice is that once something is brought to our attention or our awareness, or is put in our scope or periphery vision, once we know that it's there and we're aware of it, it's going to immediately have an effect on us, whether you like it or not. It's going to affect you mentally and physically, whether you like it or not, just by you having awareness of that certain thing. So once you have awareness that there are two paths that you can take, just know that whichever path you take, in whatever activity you do, it's going to trickle down into everything in your life. And that even comes down to the people that you surround yourself with. You need to surround yourself with winners, with people who strive for more, with people who want more, with people who desire more, people who can't rest. Because honestly, I'll tell you straight up, like, I am tired of being around. I'm tired of being around waste men, man. So at this point in time, I've decided, bro, it's best if I just, move alone. Up until I come across people who are high value individuals and they want to, they want to cause a dent in the universe. Up until that point, I'm not going to let all these waste mans around me affect my mental and make me slack off on the goals that I've set for myself. Because I've had these goals since I was maybe 4 years old, 5 years old. Since I was able to really think and see things. I've had these goals for a really long time. And they're just being transmuted in the way that they're being transmuted. But ultimately, these are the goals that I've had. And I know exactly where I want to end up because I've seen it as a kid. And I felt that I could end up there as a kid. So, because of that, my conviction is strong and I will not let anyone get in the way of that. And to most people, you're going to come off as a bitch-ass motherfucker. You're going to come off as a savage. But they just don't understand how deeply ingrained this is in me. This is not my plan. This is God's plan. You could never understand, man. So I tell you, it's deeply ingrained in me. I can't be any other way. For some reason, the higher power or the collective consciousness or the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, life, for some reason life placed in my head that I have to chase my dreams relentlessly, and I can't give up because I know how I feel when I stop doing it. It might be hard to chase your dreams, but sitting there doing nothing is even harder for me. And that's just the way that life made me. That's just the vision that was put into my head by the higher power, by the collective consciousness, whatever you want to call it, man. So because of that, when I'm surrounded by waste, man, because that's what I'm going to call them, and I'm surrounded by waste, man, it really puts me down, bro. It really does. It really does, because it's like now it's a reflection of myself. Is this the type of energy that I'm attracting? These are the type of people that I'm attracting in my life. So there must be something wrong with me. Or is it because of the situation I was born into? All questions that need to be answered. But it's not easy, bro. It's not easy being surrounded by waste, man. It's not easy, man. And I'm laughing, but I'm telling you guys, it's not easy because you try to do things in a certain way. You try to do things to the best of your abilities. You try to do things that are going to be best for the team, but still, there are always going to be individuals who are going to sabotage it. Whether they sabotage it consciously or unconsciously, they're always going to sabotage it, bro. And you can't have that around you because it's going to start affecting you. I hear the stories, man. And you see it'll start from one thing, it trickles down to the next, to the next, to the next. And you are there just standing somewhere along in the line, waiting for that domino to hit you. Because that motherfucker's a waste, man. So don't let their shit trickle down onto you and start affecting you and where you need to be. Because it'll start affecting your mental. And once it gets into your mental, it's going to start affecting your physical. So now, I'm at that point in my life. At a young age, man, I have such an old mind. But I'm at that point in my life where I know I can cut off people. I'm not even going to think twice about it. I won't even hesitate. It's no beef at all. But it's just not a part of my life, G. You're not a part of the bigger picture. And I don't even want to be a part of your bigger picture, bro. That's the honest truth. I do not want to be a part of it. I don't. I believe in myself. I know what I'm capable of. So I do not need anyone. I know what I can do. I know what I do to say I know what I can do. I know the things that I do behind the scenes. I know the things that I do in front of people. I know the action steps that I take. So therefore I move with confidence and faith and hope. And because of that, I cannot settle for less.